Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Folu and this is Get Candid with Folu, where we talk about everyday life issues. I bring in my personal opinion and that of any invited guests on the show. On today's episode, we have my friend, Leke Oscar Oyinson, who is here with us, and we're going to be talking about revisiting old friendships. Should you or shouldn't you? And honestly, when we brought up the topic, I said, well, this sounds like a very obvious answer to me because I'm of the opinion that why not? But then Leke had some other thoughts. So yes, we're going to talk about that. So you're welcome, Leke.
Thank you very much.
I am happy to have you here.
Yeah, Folu paid for my flights for all the way from Nigeria.
That's a big fat lie.
In the spirit of revisiting old friendships, she footed the bill.
Oh my goodness.
I was chauffeur driven, pampered. It was thank you very much.
I wish you don't get that. I wish I'll get there. He's speaking it into existence.
Into existence.
Yes.
But I must say before we move on, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
We go way back to secondary school. This is like 2000 and something, and I never thought in a million years you'd be the type to have a podcast. In my industry, nobody's surprised, but you, kudos to you. And I've watched a couple of episodes and I was like, you know what? If we can be here, we'll be here. So well done.
I appreciate it.
Well done.
I mean, we're just starting, guys, so thank you, but I do appreciate it.
God be with you when you come on this show because she will deal with you.
Stop. Don't mind him. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
So revisiting old friendships. I think generally I think they should, but I think there's some friendships that you should walk away from. I've had some very bitter experiences, friendship-wise, and not because we set out for it to end bitter, but life happens.
Right.
Life happens, and when you learn these lessons, you take what you can take from it. So for me, the friendships that have really hurt me in the past are those that I was really vested in. There's one in particular about a male friend of mine. Like we're business partners as well, and it kind of went south due to me not opening my eyes. Let me just put it that way, to see more. I just trusted completely. And that led our friendship on a path that thankfully I was able to salvage, get other people involved, but it fractured how I look at friendships.
Wow.
But I also don't want to use that as a benchmark, do you get, for other friendships. So it really depends on your journey. When I look at someone like you, for example, we've from secondary school, we've been friends. I had the honor of emceeing your wedding, which was a great honor, and we've basically been in touch on and off over the years. And that kind of a friendship, depending on whether she's paying for you to appear on our podcast or not, it's a healthy one. So maybe it's because of where I'm coming from with friendships. I'm the type that I invest my all in it. I don't know how else not to.
Right.
But there's some people that can't deal with that type of investment due to their own histories and their past. So for me, it's contextual. It's contextual. But for you, I think you just said that, of course, you should visit old friendships.
Yeah. So I guess I can say that I am blessed. I mean, I'll tell you what, my husband says I live in a bubble. Like I live in a world where I'm not aware or I haven't had experiences enough in life to kind of get me to see some things. And you know what? I'm not apologetic about that. I'm thankful. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I didn't choose that. And so I'm thankful. So I don't know that I cannot say that I have a friendship that has been toxic or traumatic enough for me to say that I don't ever want to revisit that friendship. I don't. And I think that's a blessing. And I pray that I don't get to that point because again, I'm still young. So in life, as you grow, experiences happen that make you get to a point where you be like, no. But off the top of my head, there's nothing I can remember that would make me say, I don't want to see somebody again.
So I shared the same opinion until my adulthood. In my younger days, I couldn't.
Well, younger days, we're the same age.
No, in my younger days, as when I was
younger.
But you
said until your adulthood, as if you are old, and so is this young
you see why they want to talk about
that is talking, eh?
I said in my own younger days, when I was younger.
Okay.
Hey, good. I didn't have any reason to doubt. I didn't have any reason not to trust people.
Right.
And my profession has put me in a public space where you have a lot of acquaintances, a lot of people you need to work with, do business with, people you need to get along with and all that stuff. So in the last maybe 10, 15 years of my life, it has been a lesson of caution. I didn't set out for it to be that way, but they say life happens. One of my best friends is my wife. She's the one that I feel we have a lot in common in terms of career, in terms of goals, and also in terms of achieving things. So there's a mutual investment in that. So I put my energy into that. It's not because she's my wife, it's because of the attributes we both share in common. There are people in my business world, there are people in my personal space, friends from school that also share that. So I was in a bubble until the bubble burst. and you come across people who have been hurt terribly. People who maybe from their exes, previous bosses, there are different layers to it. But I think at the core of it for me is actually forgiveness. When you talk about old friends, there's some people that you just forgive and you just let it be, but you need to protect your space. That's what I would say. You need to protect your space. Recreate that your bubble that you have, and just day your day. And my quality of life and peace of mind has been much better. You get. So case in point, a mutual friend of ours from school, Olamide had his birthday recently, and I made it a mandate to be there. We've not had a chance to connect. We've been, over the phone, but this was a destination celebration, a birthday. Visa was rejected the first time. I wanted to bring my family. Yeah, visa was rejected the first time. I was like, you know what, Olamide, let's do it again. Then I processed it again on my own, and then it came through, and then I landed like 2 days to the end of the celebration. But I did not flinch. I didn't feel it was work. I didn't feel pressured.
Going out of your way.
It wasn't going out. It was just the right thing to do.
So, you wanted to do
I wanted to do it, and thankfully I had the means to do it.
Right.
You get. Me coming here, for example, was one that I was deliberate about. So the old friends or friendships that you have, there's some that are worth fighting for, and there's some that you learn from. Without being too deep. So a lot of my last 5 years has been in that space of reflecting, reevaluating. And I think everyone needs to do that once in a while, not everybody has a Folu's bubble.
Well,
but what would your husband say? Which of the scenarios would he take?
He would say that there's some that you should have to let go of, because I know he's had experiences, kind of like what you would say.
Is it a men's thing? It's like men have seen premium shege.
Possibly, So, yeah, he probably would be in your school of thought of, forgive. Because one thing that I have to say about him is he's very forgiving. He's more forgiving than I am. I pray to get there. So, yeah, he is. He'll just be like, let it go. Babe, let it go. Yeah. Let it go.
I admire that.
Yeah, I admire that. So he's very forgiving. So I know a few examples of people that have shown him, and
you want to be angry on his behalf.
Yes, and he will still relate with them, but He just knows I'm not going to go into business with this person anymore. I just know how far I would go with that person. Where if it was me, I mean, I'm praying to God for grace. Whew. If it was me, I'm not talking to they're dead to me in Damilola's words. They're dead to me. Really. Or
So
in Mr.
Mr.
Wonderful's words, you know, Mr. Wonderful of Shark Tank, like, you're dead to me. So yeah, they're completely gone to me. So yeah, you're absolutely right to say forgiveness is a crux of the.
Yeah, it's very important, and there are a couple of scenarios you find yourself in. So, for example, my wife, her ex, elder brother had a wedding, and they reached out to me to MC the wedding, and this was in the early days of our dating. I'm not sure if we're married.
Oh, you weren't even married?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to recollect if we were. I think we were.
Okay.
We're dating. Sorry, we're heavily dating. Then we're really into it, and I was like, well, this is somebody who is very important to her because they all grew up kind of together. That's her ex, the brother, the family. And I was like, okay, it matters to her, so it matters to me. Do you get? And I did it. And it was literally one of the best weddings
that you've
I've emceed. I don't MC weddings. Do you get? So this was years back. And in that scenario, it was about understanding why you are doing it. You get? So it was a friendship that was important to her. And I personally also got along well with the groom, that is the ex-brother. So it was very weird.
Did you get along with the ex?
Yes, I actually did get along with the ex. Titi is, she's an industry lady from way back, modeling and all that stuff. So there are a lot of acquaintances, and I happen to be in the same industry. Titi Fanta. Big shout out to you there. A very big shout out to you. So in that context, the person in question, that's her ex or the ex-brother, and there are two of them from different times, I have a very good relationship with them. And that's based on me being deliberate about how I want to do and treat that relationship.
Right.
But there are friendships that are equally important to her as well. So sometimes we need to step back and ask some very serious questions as to why am I doing this? Don't just be upset with an old acquaintance because you heard something. You know, don't use someone else's opinion of people that you know to pass judgment. Develop your own opinion on yourself. And I think those are some of the things that we suffer from old friendships. And you discontinue a friendship because you heard something.
Right. Yeah. But you know what? Which would kind of segue into something else, because you talking about, you know, you being friends with your wife's ex.
Yeah.
So your wife and that ex are still friends then?
Yeah. Yes, they are friends. They're acquaintances.
Even till now?
Even till now.
Okay. Do you think that's healthy? Do you think that's okay? Are you okay with that?
So here's the thing. We're adults, number one.
Okay.
Number two, what do you want to do?
What do you mean by what do you want to do?
So my point is, as a guy, what do you want to do? Don't talk, don't do this, don't. Our friendship, or should I say my friendship with my wife, is based on mutual respect. And you need to trust, you need to trust your partner. And the reason is very simple. You don't know where your helper will come from, you know. So for example, you have a husband who's into construction, if I recall. Now, he gets a deal and it happens to be your ex. Do you understand? That is in charge of it or something like that.
Okay.
You won't, I don't want to believe that you tell him not to follow, you tell him not.
It depends on the kind of ex though, honestly. It depends on the kind of ex.
But the question is, should it depend? It's in the past, like it's gone, like it's happened, and it happened before your time. Folu's eyes are going red, by the way, for those. Mr. T.
So,
this is a very
you know,
tough
the
question.
thing is, I think that men and women see things differently when it comes to this. I think that you men will probably be okay with it. Like, you men probably will be like, how do I say this? Like,
rational about it.
Yes, you'll be rational, and you would not see why a woman, like, okay, so let's say the scenario you just painted. Okay, I might be hard pressed, but I might grudgingly go talk to the person, right? On my husband's behalf. But the problem is, you know, if I feel like the person might want favors still, because some men are just raunchy. It doesn't matter what.
Oh, okay. Even before,
you know,
I get you. But before we even get there, I'm saying like your husband comes to you and he says, "Oh, Folu, I met Lanre," and you're like, "Lanre?" Oh, yeah, Lanre says his name. I'm like, "Oh." At that point, you're like, "Oh, I know him. We used to date." Or whatever it is.
Okay, so my husband did not even know before.
Maybe your husband did not know. But my point is, you would have to be rational about how you proceed, because here's a man who is about to get a job from someone that you used to know. Do you get? So you need to I think you need to let that play out.
Okay, so then I would have to tell him then, oh, I know him. We used to date at some point. Do you think I should have a word with him? So whatever he says, but I probably will be uncomfortable doing it. But if he says, yeah, if you could put in a good word for me, then let's, please. But the truth of the matter is, the reverse is the case for women. Like, you should know that. The reverse is the case for women. Like, a woman comes home and says, I'm making it, and then you now say, that was my ex. That's it. I don't even want that deal anymore. I'm done. You're not talking.
You want the deal?
No, because I'm not going to leave my husband to talk to. I mean, it's crazy. But I think we're just so wired differently.
But if you look at the building blocks of any ex, so there are exes where it fizzled out. There are some that were very, nasty. God forbid those that were violent. It depends on whatever the ex is. But I think at the end of the day, it boils down to you just trusting your partner to do the right thing. You can't be you make a lot of noise. He says yes, okay, baby, I won't follow the job, and then he does something contrary to that. So what you don't want is him or her doing like this, not being
but I will have a lot of questions. Is she married now?
Yes.
Does she? I will have a lot of questions because. Yeah.
But the questions, look, whatever the answers are to those questions, it just reassures and gives you a sense of comfort, but it doesn't change what could happen if the intent is bad. Yeah. You can have a married woman, she's happy with kids, and whatever the case might be, and she just sees it for what it is, and she puts in a good word or moves him up the track and he gets the job, and he does a good job and he moves on.
You're right.
There are instances where a lot of these old friendships work to your advantage.
Yes. You're right.
They work to your advantage, and I think for me, I'm always a glass half full kind of guy, and it has helped me. But most importantly, I think if you're going to take anything away from this in terms of old friendships, should you maybe go down or not, it's from the point of forgiveness. So there are two scenarios. One is that it was a bad ex, or it was a good ex. If it was a bad one, whatever happened, and I'm just saying this in terms of the context of this example, I don't know to what degree, being able to forgive is you doing it for yourself. Not necessarily for them, not for your partner, not for whatever, it's for yourself. And there's a level of load that is like
off your shoulder,
and you move 100%. On. So whatever they now do is up to them. And that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the most recent years of my life. So when the relationships come, and maybe we happen to be in the same room or work or whatever brings us together, I analyze, I kind of reevaluate, and I set out my objectives for that friendship, for that moment. And if there's anything that is weird or maybe I'm hurting, I either forgive, move on, or discuss with the person, oh, remember back then you did this, I didn't like it, and you just let it off and go. I think that is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. You get just letting go, because like I said, you don't know where your helper will come from.
You don't.
God doesn't, from a spiritual point of view, God doesn't reward or punish people based on how you feel about them. Do you understand? He rewards based on what that person's destiny is. There's some people in power in government, there's some people who are in companies doing things that you might not necessarily like, but their destiny is written to be in that path. So what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
So that would be my take on that particular. So I'm still at the part where you're like, is she married? Does she have kids?
There'll be a lot of questions. There'll be a lot of follow-up questions. But I totally agree with you.
Adulting requires. And when I use the word adulting, I mean that from the context of being an adult in these modern times. You need to know who you are. And if you're with a partner or with a significant other, you need to learn to trust the person. A lot of I've been with my wife 12 years. We've known each other 16 years. And a lot of the foundation of what has made us last is just trusting. Do you have reservations? Yes. Do you have what could happen? Definitely. If you don't, then you don't really love that person.
Right.
But you need to get to a point where you let them be. And hopefully the result will be good. And if it's not good, there's a lesson you've learned, you forgive and you move on. And that has really helped me. It's improved the quality of life I'm living.
It will. It definitely will improve the quality of life, because if you have to be suspecting every time, what kind of life are you living?
You have a heart attack. Your blood
you
pressure.
can't afford to live that kind of life.
Yeah.
It's a horrible life to live. But yes.
Breathe fully. But I never really, and this is just segue. It's a lovely house you have, a lovely home.
Thank you.
Big shout out to Mr. T, her husband, and it was really nice being here. One of the things about old friendships, if I can use that one, is I'm very deliberate now about creating experiences with old and new.
Right.
I mean, the old would be more important. But I'm just in that space. And when I walked in, I literally flashed back to school, and I was like, we've come a very long way. We've come a long way, and I'm so proud. Not just you, a couple of friends that we all know that are out there, and I'm just so thankful. That we're able to get to this point, and you're able to pay for my tickets.
Oh my goodness.
And you're not paying
for these tickets. It's interesting you say that, because sometimes, when like I remember the first day Damilola came here.
Yeah.
She goes around and she's like, you're an adult. Like, you're an adult. It's hard. You look at each other because you still
don't you realize
that?
You
still see each other from the eyes of secondary school.
Yeah.
I mean, when I see Damilola, I'm back to secondary school. That's the truth. It's at work that I feel like an adult.
Wait, you're in charge of people.
I am. Can you believe that? Yeah. So, when I see things like, it's like, so she's like, she came and she's like, you are a total adult, and that was very funny. And I see that too, because I went to one of my friends' houses too. And I looked at her, I'm like,
how did we?
Man, and it's amazing. Yeah, it really is amazing. And with older friends, you get that.
So that is what I love about holding on to old friendships.
Yes,
you get that ability to see how far you've come, be thankful. In the same space of time, we've lost friends.
Yes.
In the same space of time, it hasn't gone really well for certain people. So
correct.
You're alive. You have your family. You have a job. You're healthy.
Thank God. Yeah.
It's a lot to be. So for me, that is the definition of success. You get. Do I want more money? Yes. Could we have a little bit more in the bank? Yes. But
a lot more.
I kind of knew you should say that.
A lot more.
But when you look at the little things, and it sounds cliche, but it's very true.
It's a little
I think it was Steve Jobs on his deathbed. Where and I'm just paraphrasing, that is one of the richest, at that time he was like the richest person in the world. And with the health scare he had, he said he couldn't buy back, you literally cannot buy back a second. You, with all the money you had, that quote is somewhere, but the takeaway was just like, look, we need to cherish it. And some of these moments we cherish are from old friends, from new ones. But more importantly, it's just being at peace with yourself. So, you say lots of money. Okay,
well, thank you so much, Leke. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Coming on this show. This was fun. But guys,
tell them my jollof rice is very good, please.
Oh yeah. So fun fact about Leke. Leke has a set of twins. He's a whole Baba Beji. A whole Baba Beji of 11-year-old twins.
When you put it this way, I'm equally surprised. So it's like I'm looking at myself. You too. Somebody is calling you daddy.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
And you were actually there. I think when they were born. That's 11 years ago.
Yeah.
It was you, your twin sister Fola. It was
Alice.
Damiola Alice. I still saw Alice recently.
Tolu.
Tolu. Okay, no, Tolu.
Famobiwo.
Now.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think that was it. My wife
Was
also
that it?
was there.
Oh, of course, your wife was there. She just had the babies. Duh. I think your mother-in-law was there as well.
Too
yes.
was there. I have the picture.
Yes.
That's basically, that was it.
Also, yesterday, because he had been raving about this jollof rice that he can cook. And I'll tell you what. I said, okay, what ingredients do you need for this jollof rice? So Isha counted ingredients. I said, I have this, I have that. Don't worry.
Show them this jollof rice. So
then after, he says, and crayfish. I said, crayfish in jollof rice. Why now? I mean, shout out to my Igbo people. I know Igbo people make the best soup.
Wait, who told
that
you
one
Igbo?
I cannot take it away. But the people that have eaten crayfish in their jollof rice are people from the eastern part of Nigeria. Really. So I'm like, crayfish does not belong in jollof rice. But
she tasted it.
My goodness. I can't even lie. That jollof rice was very good. There was just something. Maybe that crayfish was the missing or the hidden ingredient or the secret ingredient.
But it was cooked with love.
I don't know, but that jollof rice, Baba Benji, you are doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's my side
also
by
really
the way.
Good. It was really good. He cooked. I took a video, so I would insert that here somewhere. Jollof rice. He peppered goats. Boiled egg again, dodo, everything.
Yeah, boarding house.
It was
food.
Really good, but it was really good. Thank you. We
you.
definitely enjoyed it because he's here, and one of my other friends, Damola, is also here, and she herself, she was like, Kobart, I will post the video here. But leave Damola alone, please.
She's currently not available.
So, jollof rice was specially prepared by Mr. Oscar.
Can they smell it in the phone?
I hope so. What about I did jollof rice, dodo? Turkey.
I even made the wine from scratch.
Boiled egg.
I made the wine from scratch.
And this is my dear Damilol. Don't do that. Are you camera shy? How far? Give us the verdict of this jollof rice. Go bad. Go bad. This man has been slaving in the kitchen. Only go bad. Okay.
My Los Angeles version.
Well, let me taste it too. Because see the big mountain that he put on the table for somebody.
So this is a lot.
Nom. That's some thick crayfish. So until next time, guys, let's hear from you. Let's know what you feel about revisiting old friendships. Should you not? Do you have experiences that were so toxic that you would never want to revisit those friendships? Also about the exes. Would you go for help from the ex, or are they dead to you?
Would you let your ex help your current?
Would you let your ex help your current person? I don't know. Tell me what you think. But guys, it's been fun. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at getcandidwithfollow. Email me at getcandidwithfollow@gmail.com. Thank you guys. Till next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.